people who get offended easily. Highly recommend you do not watch this video, right? For those people who already know me, they already know the way I am. They know exactly all the goods and all the bads of my... Well, the reality is that none of us in this world were perfect. Considering the oldest book in this world, it says that none of us are perfect. My intentions in this video is just to share a little bit about whatever I feel, whatever I think, and I'm not saying that I'm right, or I'm not saying that I'm perfect. After making so many mistakes, and big ones and some smaller ones, and some mistakes that I could never fix in my life, what I would like to share with you, it's about all these people who have limitations in their heads. All these people that have thoughts that they've been believing on them for all these years. Our mind is capable of believing whatever we think. Whatever you put in your mind, whatever you put in your head, it's actually your reality. You can think that you're successful, and eventually you will, just like Arnold Schwarzenegger said it once. All I had to do is just believe on it. It's kind of like the saying of fake it till you make it, right? But some people fake it till they'll make it to say that they're not worthy, that they're not capable of doing things, that they think like that because of their parents, or they think like that because of their past, and that's the reality. Throughout this time, I've been reading a lot of books and listening to a lot of audios, and that has given me a different view, or it gave me another way of looking at things. Most of us grew up blaming always someone or something, and that's just the way we grew up, thinking that because of our past, that's who actually makes us. The truth is that there is many videos that will taught you that is completely, it's not necessarily true what you're trying to think. Why? Our brain is so good that if you tell your brain that you are a successful person, you will be a successful person. If you said in your brain that you are a failure, you will fail at anything you do. It's just like the people who says, oh, I'm a very unhappy person and I'm depressed. Yes, you are a very unhappy person, and yes, you are depressed. You're right about that. Or it's just like the people who are like, oh my God, I'm so happy. Thank you, God, for giving me another opportunity of being alive. Thank you for putting all those right people in front of me. People who are actually pushing me to the next level. In reality, it all comes down to, what do you do all day? What do you watch all day? Our brain is a computer, and it's kind of like a sponge. If you throw a dry sponge on a bucket of water, that water is gonna be consumed by that sponge. Well, our head is the same way. Whatever comes out through our ear, it stays here in our head, and then it becomes your reality, and that becomes your world. Just take a little time and think about all the things you do. Write it down on a piece of paper, and then at the end, think about it. Is that really what makes me be who I am? In my case, yes, I was the music I was listening, I was the movies I was watching, and I was living the movies in my real life. I was part of the dream that I created in my head. I wasn't myself. Matter of fact, I didn't even know who I was. I didn't even know who I wanted to be, or I had no intentions of living life because I didn't know any better. I knew I wanted to be successful. I wanted to have nice cars, nice houses, money in my bank account. I knew I wanted to have all that, but I wasn't sure how to get it. As I was growing up, I always tell my mom that I was already a grown up. As a matter of fact, not too long ago, I told her the same thing. I said, Mom, I'm old enough to be myself and to make decisions or make choices on my own. I really don't need you to please help me anymore. Everything you do, it has an effect. That's just reality. Everything that goes up comes down. So whatever you do, trust me, it's going to affect someone, and the people who it's going to get affected, it's always going to be your loved ones. There's many things we can talk about and many things that I can share with you. But one thing that I really want to share with you is something that it doesn't bother me, but it does create a conflict in my head. There's many people who ask you, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing good. When you're really doing good. And when people ask you like, how you doing? Oh, you know what? Honestly, man, I'm not doing great. I'm having financial problems. I'm having a hard time with the family. I'm having a hard time with this. And what do those people do? They try to give you an advice, right? Oh, you can do this, you can do that. But do they really want to help you? Do they really have the courage to say, you know what? Here, man, Help yourself. Why in the world you ask if that person is doing great or doing bad? If you're not going to help and then you're not going to be adding to their life, then why bother? And this is the worst one. Man, I really love you. That's why I'm telling you all this. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't tell you this. They said, man, I know you're doing bad and I know you're doing this and that and that. These are all your defects. You do this, you do that, you do that. They'll give you a huge list. But they never give you the solution. They never say, look, let me help you out. Let's stick shoulder to shoulder. Let me help you out with money. Honestly, true help is not when you give people the advices. True help is when you stick shoulder to shoulder, you grab their hands, and you move on forward with it. Man, the one that I love the most, it's people who always want to give you an advice, and they have never passed or gone through it. If you're the type of people who love to give advices and do not follow those advices, then welcome to the club. That's just humanity. We all love to give advices without following it. The fat one always wants to criticize the skinny one. The skinny one always wants to criticize the fat one. Stop focusing and wasting energy. Now, if there is something, a medical problem, then help them. People these days live their lives as whatever the heck they want. There is no right and there is no wrong. Everything, it has to do with your brain. Whatever information you're constantly putting on your brain, that's exactly how your brain is gonna process. That's just a fact. Whatever you eat, whatever you drink, it's going to be what it looks on you. One of the things that I never wanted to believe, my friends do not have any influence on me. Whatever I do it on my own. My friends have nothing to do with it. Your friends have a lot of influence. Whoever you hang out with, it's exactly who you are. And if you're not like that yet, wait, because you will. Oh, there's many ways of living your life. One way, it's the most common. Always follow the leader. You always follow the one person who's in front of you. The one person that you like, the one person that you think is doing things right. You always follow that popular person or the one person who has a lot of influence in your life and you do not have the courage to be yourself. The second way of living, it's the type of person who always make people do things for you. And another very popular way of living life is pleasing people. Always pleasing people. Always sacrificing your life for someone else. And that someone else, believe me, does not give a 1% of courage for yourself. Does not care for you. No matter how much you do, no matter how much love you share, no matter how much you do or spend time with that person will never appreciate it. Matter of fact, the more you give, the less you have. The more you give, the more stress you have. The more you force yourself to be the one person the other person wants, the less happy person you will be. And stop pleasing people and live your life. If you love watching other people's lives, making their achievements come through and making their goals be real and achieving all those goals they created once in life, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You will live the rest of your life looking at other people's achieving their dreams while you're just being stuck on your dream. How do you change your chip? Easy. Just listen to the audios, read books, hang out with people who actually are like the way you want to be. If that person who you hang out with, it stresses you out, gives you problems, it stops you from growing, and does not help you to push to the next level, then you're hanging out with the wrong people, period. You always have to hang out with people who you want to be like. So if you want to be a billionaire, hang out with people who are already there or people who are going there. If you want to be an engineer, then hang out with engineers. If you want a realtor, then hang out with a lot of realtors. Get yourself involved in things that you really want to be. Don't understand, and I do understand at the same time, people who actually criticize other people. Just because the way they dress, because the way they look, because the way they talk, because they have an accent, or because they're doing things you wish you could do. For example, I got some friends, or I know some people, not friends, correction. I have some people that I know who are constantly criticizing people who are not wealthy. Like, oh my God, why you hang out with that people? Or why you getting yourself involved with those kind of people? Honestly, all those people, they're all the same. It doesn't matter if you're wealthy or poor, you're still a human being and you still work the same. Matter of fact, if you're speaking about people and expressing yourself about people being different than you, then there's something wrong with you. Now, the one thing you have to realize is that when people are actually criticizing you, you gotta always look at how they grew up. And at the end, you're gonna realize that whatever that person says really, it doesn't really matter, because you can see the way they are. You can see the way they grew up. You can see the way they treat themselves. You can see that they have low self-esteem. Most of the people who talk about others is because they have low self-esteem. They have to talk bad about the others to make themselves feel good. No one who has high self-confidence will speak or even waste their time speaking about someone else. Now, if you're the type of person who is looking for love in someone else, you gotta think about it twice. Why? No matter how much you look for those things, if you can't find them inside yourself, you will never find them in someone else. Why? Because we're like a mirror. Whatever you reflect is what you get. If you're the type of people who talk bad about people all the time, trust me, you'll have hundreds of friends like that. You will be talking about people all day long. So if you're looking for true love, try to find it here. Find peace here, find love here, and then the rest, the universe will get together and all these things will come up, and then you'll be like, damn, how did this happen? What you wish for others, it's exactly what you get back in return. So start wishing good things for others. If you hang out with negative people, your mind will be negative. If you hang out with positive people, positive things will happen. Now, if you're one of those guys who are looking for a serious relationship and don't know where to find it, stop looking for them. The true relationship will come when it comes the time to come. This is not like hide and seek. It's not like that. Love will come to you when you're ready for it. And when you're ready for it, it means because you're already ready for yourself, to love yourself, to actually welcome love. Now, if you're the type of people who are always talking about, oh yeah, my last relationship, I got butt hurt and this and blah, 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 and you keep on saying and going and going and going. If you're sharing that with the person you're meeting, it's never going to work. You cannot get into someone's life without that person getting the other's last relationship out. It's just like going inside a garbage can and you just jumping and dipping into the other garbage can. No one wants to go into the garbage can. Before you can welcome someone into your house, you have to clean your house. Which means, before you get into a relationship or another relationship, you gotta finish the one you already have. It means getting out of your head and getting out of your body. You gotta get it out of your thoughts, you gotta get it out of your phone, you gotta get it completely gone. And you have to heal this. Because if it's not healed and you get into another relationship, the only thing you're gonna do is just mess everything up. You're gonna mess the other person up, you're gonna mess your life up, it's just gonna make a mess. If you're on your first date and you see red lights, ping, 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 do not avoid them or do not ignore them just because you like the looks of the other person. Why? Because all those little red lights that you've seen that you're trying to ignore, eventually those are the red lights that are gonna come and bite you on the ass. It's better to say, sorry, I really like you, you're a nice person, but I don't think things will work out, than get into a relationship and getting feelings in between and then trying to break up the relationship. It's not going to work out. Do yourself a favor. Before you get into a relationship, first of all, write it down. Ask yourself, how do I like women? Curly hair, long hair, short hair. Have a job? Do I want her to have a career? Do I want her to have a business? Do I want her to be independent? Do I want her to just be home and cook for the kids or cook for me? What do I want? Women need to think, what do I want in a man? Requirements. Believe me, you won't get with the first person and you won't mess up, which means once you find it, you won't let go. Same thing with your life. Write it down. What do you want to be? Where do you want to go? What do you want to like? What do you need to do to achieve all that? What do I need to do to get this? That's the first thing you have to do. Why am I saying that? Because everything that you're looking for, it's exactly what you need to have. If you don't have it, you won't find it. If you're chubby, what are you gonna get? Oh, you might get lucky and get a skinny one with a nice body. Now, you like girls with big butts. Then get yourself a butt. You can't have a flat butt and have a girl with a big boot, right? Fitness girls love fitness men. That's what they're fitness. Women who are just naturally fine, they're looking for naturally men that are fine. Maybe they crave for the better, but the better won't get to them until they start working on their better them. People always want you to do things that they're not even doing it themselves. They always want to advise you to do something that they have never done it in their lives, that they don't even know what they're talking about. People just like to talk. Honestly, that's just reality. People like to talk. Sometimes people talk just for saying nothing. All they want to do is just someone to listen to them. Please be respectful. Respect the way they think, and do not criticize the one person for the way they think, and just move on. Move on, and that wasn't for you. Just keep moving, keep doing your things, keep living your life. Eventually, what you're looking for, make sure you're doing it yourself so that it becomes your reflection. Do not criticize, and do not try to make the one person to be the one person you're looking for, because that is just never gonna work out. People do not change. People do not make changes for another person. The only way that people actually become better is when they're actually ready to become a better version of themselves. I apologize for the background noise. It was my dog eating. I have a bully. He was eating his bone in the floor, and I did not pay attention to that noise until I was actually watching the video again myself. Before guys, I let you guys go, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, touch the little bell. Now if you guys would like this video in Spanish, please ask me for it.